Hey guys. So, this is a video that is a long time coming. It's one that I've been planning to make for a very long time, and have probably recorded about 5 or 6 times at this point, so we're gonna try this again. Maybe this will be the one that actually gets listened to. So first things first, I'm alive. And all things considered, relatively okay. I guess first and foremost, I'm really sorry that I haven't said that in so long. I believe as I'm recording this, it's been about nine months since I last posted, or updated or anything like that, so, obviously longer than I would have liked. I think my last update was a post when I can schedule, and I did not expect, 9 months to be when I can, so yeah, I'm really sorry about that. And in this video, I think it should be divided up into sections, but I'd like to sort of explain what happened, and then also talk about what my plan is and everything like that, so I understand a lot of people won't care about all the details, so feel free to skip ahead or just navigate to the parts that you care about if you want. That's totally understandable, but yeah, if you can't tell, this video has no script or anything. I just figured I should sort of sit in front of the microphone and just talk person to person for a second, so if it gets off topic, that's why, but I didn't feel like this video needed a script of any kind, or even should have a script of any kind. So, yeah, let's get into it. So I think it was October that my last video came out. I believe it was my Halloween video, yeah. And I do remember posting that update saying that I'd post when I can, so I think the last time anything had happened really was that, I was struggling with school. This isn't new information per se, but, struggling with mental health, and pretty much just struggling during the pandemic. And, I realized that I'm not alone in that. Myself and a ton of other people have been affected a lot by what's been going on. And if you're not affected, then you're either in a remote area or you're doing something wrong. So, many people have been affected. So I realize I'm not alone in that. And, my heart goes out to everyone who has been struggling through the pandemic as well. And it's part of the reason I feel so bad about leaving for so long is that, I know that it's a hard time for people. And things like this sort of help a little bit. But it was just something that I couldn't do for a long time. A lot of you know that I go to college, and I was taking online courses because of the pandemic, and for some reason at my school, online courses require so much more work for some reason. I think it's probably just so that they know that you're actually working rather than being able to attend the class in person, so it was just a lot of work, more work than I expected or was prepared for, so that was the main reason I stopped originally, on top of my mental health not being very great. I really haven't been 100% myself since a little bit after the pandemic started, I think. Obviously, that's not ideal. And both of those things combined just kind of took away my time management, I suppose, and also a bit of my motivation, and just every time I got back onto YouTube or my editing apps or got out my microphone or anything, it was just, I can't really explain it. It was just kind of overwhelming, and I wasn't ready to keep that consistent schedule for a while, and the longer it went on, the more guilty I felt that I wasn't able to just get my shit together long enough to actually catch up with what I was doing before. So, anyway, that's been sort of how it is until about the beginning of this summer. I had Christmas break in between my 2 semesters, but I was pretty much on vacation the whole time, so I was still pretty busy. And I guess I say vacation. COVID-safe vacation, of course. Not anything particularly dangerous, but the point is I still wasn't available. I actually didn't have a place to record for most of that time. And during the spring, I did move into my own apartment. I was previously staying at my parents' house, or my mom's house, and my mental health was just really not good there, for a lot of reasons, but the point is, I guess I'm happier now and have been happier since I moved out and away from that situation, so, but I still had a lot of classes. I think there was more work in the spring, actually, than there was when I originally left, so, obviously that wasn't helpful. And then over the summer, I've been sort of trying to just get my life together, visit my family, visit my friends, and sort of, still staying safe, obviously, because things might be getting worse again soon, so we still want to be careful, but overall just trying to sort of reclaim parts of my life back, is what I've been doing more recently. And, there was also a thing in the spring, at the end of spring, my Gmail account that I use, my public YouTube account, it was signed up by about, I don't really know how many, 3 to 5 people, I think? Or at least 3 to 5 different names, for a lot of spam. So, for a long time, that email account, that's linked to my YouTube, to my Gmail, to Twitter, to Discord, to basically all the social media sites I use. That's my main email, and that account was just flooded with spam and a crazy amount of emails, basically, and it was very difficult to sort through. So that was kind of annoying. That was a little bit, I was overwhelmed previously by my social media, I guess, notifications. I was getting a lot of comments and messages and people wanting to have conversations and ask questions and have requests for me to do things. I realize the correct coping mechanism is not to just avoid them, but, that's really I just got overwhelmed every time I looked at it for a long time, so unfortunately that's how I handled it, and I know that's not healthy or particularly polite. And I'm very sorry if you're one of the people who has been waiting for me to respond for several months. I do plan to go through all my comments and messages just to sort through them. I finally got through my email more recently, so I have to respond to my actual submissions. So there's that. But obviously I am not very good at dealing with things like that, so it has taken me quite a while to come back to this point. And I've tried to come back to YouTube a couple times now and just haven't taken one step or another to actually fully get myself there. And if you're hearing this now, I guess I have, so yay. But yeah, it's still something I like to do. I just have been struggling recently, so I do apologize for that. But, as I said, I realize I'm not the only one mentally, physically, emotionally affected by the pandemic, or any of the other crazy things that have happened in the past year and a half. So, as bad as I feel about just leaving without many updates or anything, because that was a sucky way to deal with it, I don't necessarily feel bad about taking a break, because apparently I needed it. I didn't feel so much like I needed it when I first posted, but I guess I did. And hopefully I can be past that now, or at least in the near future, and sort of get stuff back together. So I guess that leads me into what my plan is for this channel, which is a little bit up in the air, but less so than like even a week ago. So I suppose by the time this video comes out, I will be working on my next video, hopefully. I'm gonna address this in a little bit as well, but my Patreon is still up, so I do plan to post there first, as per usual, just because I need to get back into all of my habits. Might as well do that one. And I don't know, I'm just gonna try and start posting normally again, just sort of work it back into my schedule. I think that was a problem for a while, was I just wasn't used to it anymore. I've been slowly relearning all of my editing software and recording strategies and, you know, things like that. Just relearning my process, essentially, because it's been a while. It's been a while since I've actually done that, so I need to sort of come back into that as best I can. So I'm not promising anything, really. I'm going to aim for Tuesdays. I don't know if it'll be every week or every other week. But what I can promise, I suppose, is more updates. Promise I won't just disappear again after I catch up. I plan to stay caught up. And I don't know how long I'll be doing my channel for. Again, it's just something I really like, so I hope for a while, but, you know, obviously my mental health and things like that are pretty unpredictable, so I can't really say. I do think that there's an author on my channel that I have mentioned, I think, a couple times now. She wrote Ensorcel. It's Megan Meehan. And I think during those videos I mentioned that she was doing a writing class, and in the interim of my absence, she has done that class, and I've gotten a bunch of stories from her about her classes writing and requests to narrate those. And I did agree to that before I left, and Megan has been very, very patient with me, waiting for me to do those. So I would at least like to do those. And I can't remember how many there are, but there's quite a few stories there. So that's at least a couple to sort of get me back into it. A couple stories where I don't have to go out and find new ones. So I hope that will be enough, sort of. And yeah, we'll just see where it goes from there, I guess. Hopefully, as things start to get better, I hope. I hope to also get into more of my normal schedule, the schedule I prefer to have. And YouTube is part of that. I do really like it. So it's not something I was happy to give up, but I had to for a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I can't promise anything, unfortunately. But I do want to say thank you to, well, kind of everyone, but especially, even though I haven't been present, really, I'm aware that a lot of you are still interacting with my channel. My views have gone up for old videos. I've gotten some notifications about that, and I've gotten some new subscribers, so if you're new to this channel, welcome. I promise it's not always such a mess. And, you know, I've gotten a lot of, like I said, comments and social media messages, and they were a little overwhelming for me just because of the sheer number of them. But I've been reading through a few of them, and it's really nice, and it's played a big part in me wanting to come back, that a lot of people are concerned for my well-being and want to know if I'm okay and doing well, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. That really means a lot to me. That people, even after 9 months of silence, can remember that I even existed in the first place, and still want to know how I'm doing. It's really nice, so thank you for that. Thank you to people who have been interacting with my social media. My Discord's a little dead, which of course is completely my fault. But, you know, it hasn't been dead for 9 months. People still interacted with it for quite a while. My Patreon, a lot of people have stopped being a member to that, which is also very, very fair. I almost shut it down, but I have a few friends who did not want me to, so that's the only reason it's not gone completely. So obviously I've been posting nothing on there, so yeah, but thank you to people who kept up with it for a bit and who check in. I want to go ahead and just go through my list of remaining patrons right now, the patrons who for some reason are still giving me money even though they have no reason to, because no matter which tier they're in, I'm so unbelievably grateful that they have stuck around this long. I can't thank them enough, so I'm just gonna go ahead and thank you with all my heart to Cheryl Meredith, Vincent Shadetree, Skulk Queen, Bobby Tripp, Calderin, Marksapan, Royally Flawed, Angela Flatt, Bobby Sampson, JTX31, and Spirit Father. I hope I said the right names there, and just thank you to you guys. Again, I don't know how to thank you enough for just being there and supporting me as you do for so long. And really quick, while I'm at it, I just want to thank Ascendant27, The Gaming Person, Razor Raptor 22, Chips Ahoy, Ghosty, Deatharath, Zact, and anyone else who has been active in my Discord, because, as I said, I haven't really been present enough to sort of participate, but I am fully aware that all of you guys are picking up the slack for me, so again, I really appreciate it. And I'm sorry if I missed anyone, but whether I said your name or not, I really appreciate you. I appreciate everyone who's watching this video, so anyway, all of those things are still open for the moment. They're all going to be in my description. My Teespring is still open. All of my social media accounts have been saved from the spam. And like I said, I plan to go through all my messages and things like that to sort of sort through them and start interacting again, slowly but surely. And yeah, so I guess that's all for now. I'm sorry everything's been a little bit vague, but like I said, my plan is to come back in some capacity relatively soon, and like I said, I will post actual updates about that in the next few days, I hope. I'll probably be letting you guys know as soon as videos have been released to my Patreon, and hopefully some content can start coming out on this channel relatively soon. Also, real quick, my collabs folder has been updated. I've done a couple small collabs, not that many because I think people stopped asking me because I was gone for so long, which again, totally fair. But I've done a few more recently with Big Daddy Stone, for example, who, if you haven't heard of him, he's very good. And personally, I consider him to be a good friend, so definitely check him out, at least the videos we made together. And yeah, so if my channel dies, there are definitely 100 others out there that are doing great work. So use my collab folder as a jumping off point, if you will, but you guys probably already know probably even more about the great content out there than I do at this point, so I don't think I need to tell you that. But yeah, I hope to see you guys soon. I love you. Hope everyone's doing well. And maybe I'll see you on Tuesday.